Hi, my name is Chris and this is Battle Nonsense. DICE released a patch yesterday in the CTE which includes the new content that will be part of the Battlefield 4 Spring patch. Now let's begin with the bad news, and that is sadly not an April's fool. The night maps will not be included in the Spring patch because the designers still need a little bit more time to polish the maps, finish the rework of the night vision and thermal sights, as well as the rework of the spotting mechanics. But what will be included in the Spring patch are 5 new guns and the Gunmaster game mode, which can be played on all the vanilla maps. This additional content is free for everyone, and I mean everyone, you don't need premium or something. So which guns do we get? The AN-94 is the new assault rifle, which should be an old friend for a lot of you. Now for the next 2 guns I want to apologize in advance, because even though I watched a Russian video which was about one of these guns, I will probably still not pronounce it correctly. So the Grasser 4 is the new PDW. Then we have the Grasser 1, which is a new carbine. Then we have the L86A2, which is our new LMG. And as a secondary weapon we got the Mare's Leg. So as you've probably noticed, the textures are not final yet. In fact, 4 of these guns do not even have any textures at all. So the only thing that is more or less final about these guns is the model. The sounds, textures, animations, the weapon stats as well as the attachments can and will change during the next few weeks based on your feedback. What DICE allows us here is to test these guns in their alpha, if not even pre-alpha state. That is what you should keep in mind when you give feedback. Besides these new guns, all the existing weapons get rebalanced. The goal of these balance changes is to better define the roles of primary guns, clarify their differences and improve consistency. So in this CTE patch the weapon damages, headshot multiplier, damage falloff and suppression distances have been changed. If you're wondering now if the recoil of the guns will also change, because the community is requesting more recoil for all guns for quite some time now, then there is sadly no official info about it. It is mentioned in the Reddit topic, but just in one single line, so we don't know what is going to happen. I really hope that we will see changes there. I also hope that the first shot multiplier gets changed so that you actually have a reason to use the various firing modes in different situations. Now, how do these changes work that we have in the CTE since yesterday? The increased headshot damage multiplier should now result in a reduced BTK or bullet to kill value, so that you should now only need 2 instead of 3 shots to kill a player when you hit him in the head. The developers now need your feedback. Let them know what you think about this change when you kill people with a headshot, but also what you think about getting killed by a headshot. In addition to that, the suppression mechanic was changed, so that there is no suppression anymore inside the effective range, nor the fall-off area. The suppression area starts at the end of the fall-off area now. So while I do like that we more and more get rid of the suppression as we know it in Battlefield 4, I still have to say that I don't like this feature as long as it messes around with my shooting mechanics. Then we got the Gunmaster game mode, where the server owner will be able to choose between different presets. The current presets are not set in stone, so if you have any feedback or wishes, then let the developers know. The links to all the feedback topics are in the description. Now, if you own Battlefield 3, then you will probably already know what this game mode is about. If you've never played it before, then don't worry, it is very easy to understand and it's also quite fun to play. Every player will start out using the same gun. After earning 2 kills with that gun, you will advance to the next weapon. And the game ends as soon as one player reached level 17 and does 1 kill with that weapon, which in my case here was the knife. Gunmaster was quite a popular game mode in Battlefield 3 and it will surely also have a lot of fans in Battlefield 4, so it's really nice that DICE introduced or brought back that game mode to Battlefield 4. I think that I will also play Gunmaster from time to time once it hits retail, as it offers a different experience and that is always good. Now, if you've seen any of my recent videos, then you already know the details about the netcode changes that have been done in the CTE during the last weeks. If these changes will be part of the spring patch or not partly depends on you. because getting these changes to the retail version of Battlefield 4 does have some risks, and the developers do not want to include them in the spring patch without proper testing. So join the CTE servers, play there, test the guns, test the new game mode, and at the same time you will give DICE the telemetry they need to decide if they should include the netcode changes or not. It will also help if you can provide them with gameplay videos in case you find issues. And here it would be best if you could have the network performance overlay open, which you can move around on your screen using this console command, so it won't block your health and ammo counter. What else do we know about the spring patch? We know that the head glitching fixes will be included. The chat physics will sadly not be part of it, because the changes are not final yet and the designers decided to prioritize the weapon rebalancing over finishing the chat physics. If the mobile anti-air changes make it into the spring patch is not clear at the moment. They might go in, they might not. The night maps will also not be included, as I explained at the beginning of the video. And Xbox One owners can also look forward to get the network performance overlay in this patch, while PlayStation 4 owners will sadly not get it, as only Microsoft allowed DICE to include this very powerful troubleshooting tool. And since we're talking about the consoles, what's going on with the community test environment for the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One? We still don't know if we will get it, but David Sirland, the CTE boss at DICE, said on Reddit that he should have very good news at least for one of the console platforms. If I should guess, then I think that this will be for the Xbox One, because Microsoft was also open to allow the network performance overlay, while Sony did not allow the developers to include it. As soon as there is any new info about this, I will let you know on Twitter and in one of my upcoming videos. So when can we expect the release of the spring patch? In the CTE we currently have all the prototypes and the new spring patch content, as well as a bunch of fixes that we didn't have before. Right now DICE needs to gather more telemetry and feedback, especially for the netcode changes, so that they can decide if they can put these into the spring patch too, or if they have to leave them out. Once the lockdown what will be included, we will probably see the CTE run a spring patch build for about a week or two, so that they can find and fix issues that are still present. After that time, the patch will get sent to Sony and Microsoft for certification. And if they don't find any issues, then I think that we will probably get the spring patch in the last 2 weeks of May. Now, what could this mean for the future of Battlefield 4? Obviously, we don't know the exact plan that DICE has for the extended support period of Battlefield 4, but let me take a look in my crystal ball and talk about what I think what we will see during the next 8 months. So what we do know is that DICE got the green light from EA to support Battlefield 4 for 1 additional year. This could either mean that the support ends in October 2015 or in December. Now, let's just assume and hope that it's December. So if the spring patch gets released in the next 6 to 8 weeks, then we have about 6 months of support left for Battlefield 4 after that. So all the additional content will most likely be delivered until the end of October. This means that we might get 1 patch in summer and then 1 in autumn. After that they would probably have about 8 weeks left for 1 last bug fix winter patch, which will mark the end of the Battlefield 4 support. So if that's the case, then we have 3 updates left to hit the retail version of Battlefield 4, which will include additional content. And then there would be 1 last patch that will fix some bugs which the previous patches left behind. So I don't know what DICE has really planned for Battlefield 4, but I think that this is what could happen. As soon as I find out what's really the case, I will of course let you know in one of my upcoming videos. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, have a nice day and take care. My name is Chris and this was Battle Nonsense.